Welcome back, all you Auburn recruiting and transfer portal junkies. We are back to talk about another addition to the transfer portal class in 2025 for Auburn football. We're still on the defensive side of the ball after our last one and still in that defensive back room. So let's talk about the facts that you need to know, those quick ones, and of course what it means for this person and Auburn football. Before that, I want to welcome you back to E2C Network, where we share the Auburn experience. Thanks so much for joining us here. Make sure you're following, subscribing, no matter which platform that you're on. And of course, if you enjoy this type of content, always smash that like button. We are talking about, again, the defensive side of the ball and the second one on what was a busy day for the Auburn football team in the transfer portal. We did a previous video about another defensive back, a cornerback that you should go check out after this one or before this one if you haven't done so already, and get your information about that, because there's going to be some correlations to this one. I think these are not coincidences that they were brought in on the same day together. Let's talk about that. We're talking about defensive back and safety Taye Seymore, and I believe I'm pronouncing that right, but Taye Seymore coming in from Georgia Tech. Good old Georgia Tech, and that old rivalry we used to have. We're stealing them from them still and messing with them, and Ramblin' was going to make Ramblin' Wreck jokes. But anyway, we'll move on. Taye Seymore coming in, a defensive back, a safety, to be part of the Auburn 2025 transfer portal class, and the sixth one overall for them. He has been with Georgia Tech for the last 2 years, and he's played in both of those seasons enough games to only have 2 years of eligibility left. Now, he's originally from the Atlanta area as well, so he was kind of a hometown kid and not leaving too far away to come to Auburn. Auburn obviously has a big influence into the state of Georgia recruiting-wise and into Atlanta, and this is only going to be another avenue, another way for them to continue to build that relationship with the city and the state. Let's talk about some stats. Let you get to know him a little bit more and kind of give you an idea of what you're getting in a player like this. I look at ESPN just for the general overview of all of this. If you look on there, you're going to see the 2 years that he's played. Not a lot of action in terms of stats in his first year, but the second year is where it really finds himself having more and more to do, larger stats, larger roles. 45 overall in totals, 28 were solo, 17 were assists, and he had 2 pass deflections in that as well, or pass breakups, however they want to phrase it these days. You can find some more stats out there as well, but you can see the trajectory is there, the experience is there, and I think that's the key factor, the big storyline out of this. You couple this with the last commitment and the last signing that we had, that was fifth one, at cornerback, you're bringing in 2 guys at both of those positions, cornerback and safety, with experience that can go alongside the young talent that's already starting there, but also can help them grow up and give you a little bit of security and depth. So that kind of brings us into what it means for Auburn football already. Well, for the class, for the transfer portal class, it was the 6th overall, the 2nd on the defensive side of the ball, and the 2nd in the defensive back room, the first safety, though. And that's probably how it'll stand for now, because I don't know if we'll really be taking that many more. And that's kind of gets me into what does it mean for the rest of the class. I don't know that we'll take much more, because you've got a lot of talent coming in the high school side of things already. We've talked about them a lot in previous videos. If you haven't watched some of those from us already, Eric Winters, Anquan Fagans, and stuff like that. In fact, if you look, this is probably a replacement for Caleb Wooden, who left into the transfer portal a few days ago. So I think it's kind of a 1-for-1 deal. We might be done, but as we always talk about, we just never know, because Trevon Reed will come up and remind us we ain't done yet, even though I know he's not here anymore. But we're always going to reference him in that regard. What does this mean for him? Is he going to start right away? Obviously, Caleb Harris and Sylvester Smith did a great job last year as young talent getting there and making names for themselves. So very similar to what we talked about in that cornerback video. I wonder, is it not just a situation where this guy is going to come in and take starting time right away, but he is going to, I think, see significant opportunities, if not playing time from the get-go, given his experience, given you want to let some of those young guys grow up, come into their own, and then get more opportunities to play as the season goes on. But feel really good about our depth and the experience that the Tigers have brought in at cornerback, at defensive back overall, at safety now. So we'd love to know your thoughts about this particular guy down in the comments section below and what you anticipate for him and the future for Auburn football. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out with us. And until we talk to you again, War Eagle.